It was October 16, 1962, the day the US discovered that the Soviet Union was endangering all of the Western Hemisphere citizens and governments. It was the day some photos taken in Cuba showed the buildup of sites for nuclear weapons pointing directly to the Western Hemisphere. The United States is clearly concerned of the actions the Soviet Union has decided to take in its desire of world domination. Is it fair that power is used as an excuse for the Soviets to endanger freedom and peace worldwide? Our dear President John F. Kennedy talked to a Foreign Minister, Grimko, who falsely affirmed that the Soviet Union, and I quote, pursued solely the purpose of contributing to the defense capabilities of Cuba. Minister Grimko said, and I quote again, the training by Soviet specialists of Cuban nationals in handling defense armament was by no means offensive, and if it were otherwise, the Soviet government would never become involved in rendering such assistance. The United States isn't only alarmed by the false statement given by the Soviet's representative, but is also disappointed in Cuba's position. The construction of nuclear sites in Cuba are threatening a world that could be ruled by freedom and democracy. The United States, as a rights and freedom defender, has decided to take actions to face this missile crisis and avoid a massive disaster. To stop the buildup of offensive military equipment that could endanger the Western Hemisphere, the United States has taken the decisions that all ships that carry military weapons shipped into Cuba should turn back and return from where they came from. Actions taken by Nikita Khrushchev have given the US no choice but to respond upon the Soviet Union. The US has decided to take no violent and military actions but reaches the Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev and his nation to stop every action that involves the buildup of a missile site in Cuba. These missiles aren't just a clandestine and provocative, but are also a threat to world peace. The United States will be happy to stable the relations between us two, if only the Soviet Union would resign to its fancy for world domination. Then efforts can be made to end a dangerous arms race that can only end in disaster. The US reaches the Soviet Union in search for peace. In words of President Kennedy, our goal is not victory of might, but the vindication of right, not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom, here in this hemisphere and we hope around the world. It's well known that the United States and the Soviet Union have led a tense relation. However, the US is willing to slow down this perilous arms race. It reached American ears that one of Nikita Khrushchev's motivation for building up the nuclear sites in Cuba were the missiles set in Turkey. The truth is that President Kennedy wanted to end the Jupiter missiles plan and had ordered the removal. He was shocked when he learned that Jupiter missiles are still in place. US considers that Turkey's missiles are insecure and vulnerable and even limited in power. It isn't clear for Washington why are they overseen as a threat when it's known that they can be easily destroyed. The US reaffirms his solidarity of American commitments to Turkey and emphasizes that the US will make no bargain of any kind without Turkey's agreement. For the US is of importance his alliance with Turkey, and for this last country, these nuclear weapons mean US's commitment to Turkey's security. If the nuclear weapons are eliminated, then an alternative security plan in Turkey needs to take place. President Kennedy understands the Turkish point of view. However, he also dislikes going ahead with the Jupiter project, to be honest. The existence of those missiles are merely political and not precisely meant as a threat to the Soviet Union in comparison to the Cuban missile sites. The Soviet weapons were designed for the aggression and were deployed secretly. whereas American weapons in Turkey are defensive and were deployed openly. The US desire for peace and freedom has led to the conclusion that the US understands the humiliation of the Soviet Union provoked by the existence of these nuclear weapons in its neighbor country. This is why it has been decided that the best way to reach a peaceful solution is to trade off the Jupiter missiles in Turkey for the Soviet missiles in Cuba. The US will withdraw the blockade and guarantee no invasion of Cuba in return for the Soviets' dismantling of the missiles. The US also agrees to dismantle the missiles in Turkey with the condition to be kept this last action as a secret.
Делегация Советского Союза хотела бы высказать свою точку зрения на ракетный кризис на Кубе и в Турции, и для этого она даст слово советскому представителю перед этим Конгрессом.
Hola a todos mis ciudadanos y ciudadanas de este país. El día de hoy nos encontramos en una crisis muy delicada, el cual podría transformarse en una guerra nuclear. Nos encontramos en un conflicto con Estados Unidos debido a que su gobierno instaló misiles de alto daño que podrían atacarnos en cualquier momento. Estos misiles se encuentran ubicados en Turquía, el cual, como saben, está muy cerca de nuestra frontera. Como saben, mi obligación es defender este país ante todo conflicto. Debido a esta acción, nosotros nos sentimos altamente amenazados, así que quiero hacerles una pregunta. ¿Qué pensarían los americanos si nosotros pusiéramos estas bases en México o en cualquier otro lugar? Lo cual se realizó y pusimos los misiles en Cuba. Se le hizo una propuesta a Estados Unidos en el cual le propuse que si ustedes eliminaban los misiles de Turquía, nosotros inmediatamente destruiríamos los misiles que tenemos en Cuba. Esa es la única manera que podríamos acabar esto de manera pacífica.